Hello everyone, I have here the Samsung Galaxy Note 4 and the LG G3. The Note 4 is the Exynos version and the LG G3 is the 3GB variant. And as you see here, both devices are running on Android 5.0 Lollipop. And as I know most of you people own these devices and they appeal to similar crowds, I decided to do a quick comparison between the two. While I'm not a big fan of benchmarks, I decided to do a quick Antutu benchmark just to show you that benchmarks are not everything. For example, LG G3 has a weaker CPU and a weaker GPU than Note 4, but with Note 4 the scores are not consistent. I get different scores from benchmark to benchmark. For example, on Antutu it varies between 42,000 and 52,000. That's too big of a gap. That gap shouldn't be there. And here, for example, I get 42,860 points compared to 41,500 points on the LG G3. And this is the third time I did this benchmark test on the Note 4. And it always has the same score. And that shouldn't be there. And otherwise, the performance on the UI are pretty similar between the two. LG G3, after receiving the firmware update to the 20H variant of the software, the lag was pretty minimal. Everything is pretty responsive, pretty fast, and as you see here, I'm running both devices on their stock launchers. I haven't installed Nova or anything like that. Usability is slightly better on the Note 4 because of the 2.5D glass. If you have to swipe from left to right on the applications, it's much easier to do because the glass has a little bit of a curve at the end of the glass, and LG G3 has straight edges all around. Now both of these devices received the update to Android 5.0 Lollipop, but none of them received all the features. For example, on LG G3 I'm entering on camera FV5, on Note 4 on the manual camera, but none of these phones received the Camera 2 API from Google that came with Android 5.0 Lollipop. In fact, only Nexus 5 and Nexus 6, after the update to Android 5.0 Lollipop, they received the Camera 2 API. Now I've entered here in the file managers just to show you the difference between screens. I have the Note 4 on basic and LG G3 it's normal. You can change any settings on the LG G3 screen. And here I've loaded the same Wolverine wallpaper, and as you see, the yellows and the grays are much more prominent on the Note 4 compared to the LG G3. But these differences are to be expected because both phones have different screen technologies, and you should see a difference between IPS and AMOLED screens. Now one more thing I want to show you is RAM management, and many of you may think that the touch width on the Note 4 is much more heavier on the RAM than the LG G3 skin, and this is not particularly quite right. They're pretty equal in this aspect, and as we go here in apps and I'm going to run apps, as you see here, 1.1 gigabytes of free RAM on the LG G3 and 1.2 on the Note 4, and sometimes the other way around, but they're pretty equal on this aspect. And in my opinion and in my experience of using these phones, they're pretty much equal in this department. Another thing that both of these devices are famous for is the fact that they both offer good multitasking and they both offer the split screen view. But in the Note case, Note 4 offers a lot more applications in the split screen than the LG G3 does. For example, I'm going to put the Play Store and YouTube at the bottom, and as you see on the LG G3 you get like 10 applications and you don't have the Play Store, so I'm going to add the Chrome and YouTube at the bottom. And another thing that the Note 4 does better is the fact that the status bar disappear, and the Note 4 having physical buttons, it doesn't have like the LG G3. As you see here, it has the on-screen touch buttons, and this makes the Note 4 having a fuller experience. You got more screen real estate to work off. Not keeping in mind on the Note 4 screen it's 0.2 of an inch bigger than the one on the LG G3. And I'm just going to YouTube here and just to show you how multitasking is working with a website on top, Play Store on the Note 4 case, and just to find a video to loading and just to see how it performs. And as you see scrolling, it's pretty much the same on both devices, and the video it's loading pretty much the same on the same time. And just to minimize the video a little bit and swiping away, everything works pretty good on both devices. But one thing I have to say, it's a little bit snappier and better on the Note 4. Now I'm just going to enter into Chrome and just to show you a quick browsing on the internet, and I'm not going to load desktop sites or anything like that because most of us in normal use, if the site has a mobile version, will use the mobile version. And I'm going on the Verge because they have a lot of content on their site and it loads pretty hard. But as you see here, Note 4 loads it a little bit faster, but they're pretty much the same. But as you see here in scrolling and everything like that, Note 4 is a little bit smoother. At least I don't know if this transcends into video, but it chops a little bit. Look, like you've seen here on the LG G3, it's not as fluid and as consistent as the Note 4 is. And this is because of the GPU. The Note 4 has a little bit better GPU, so renders graphics a little bit better. But both of these devices are pretty awesome, pretty great devices, and you can't go wrong with either one. This is all, guys. Thank you everyone for watching.